G'day guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, for today's video, I'm going to be giving you my Western Conference predictions for the upcoming 22-23 season. Now, the other day I did my Eastern Conference predictions, so I gave you my standings as well as how I think the East will shape up in the playoffs, and I had the Celtics in third, making it through to the NBA Finals. Now it's the opposite side of the league. It's the Western Conference's time to shine. Let me give you my predictions for the Western Conference in the 2023 season. So we're going to jump straight in, but before we do, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, guys. Really helps the growth of the channel. As you will see, today's video I've edited in a more simplistic sort of way. The other one didn't turn out how I would have liked it to, so we're going back a little bit, doing things a little bit more simply, and yeah, hopefully it turns out all right. So starting off in number 15, I've got the San Antonio Spurs. I don't think they're going to do too much this year. They've really just gone full rebuild mode, and I doubt they're going to get too many more than 10 wins. Could be a bold statement, but I just can't see it happening. So 15th for me is the Spurs. 14th is the Jazz, another team that have really just blown it up. I think the Jazz will struggle this year. I do see them moving Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson prior to the season starting. Now, it is the 1st of October when I'm recording this, so yeah, there could be a change happening before I upload this, but at this point in time, there hasn't been. So I can't see the Jazz doing much better than 14th. 13th, I've got the Rockets. Again, another team I don't really see doing too much this season. It wouldn't surprise me if they did, turn it up a bit and put a few teams on notice, but I can't see them being a play-in team this year. I think they've still got a little bit of growing and development to do before they will be a play-in team or playoff team. So 13th, I think, is a good rating for them. 12th, I've got the Okc Thunder. Now, again, another team I don't really see doing too much, but I really do see them improving a bit this year. I think Josh Giddey's going to have a big season. Obviously, SGA is going to be just as good as he always is. I don't know when Chet is set to return. That's a big loss for them, to be honest. But I think, if he does play a fair bit this year, it's really going to help his growth and development. So I can't wait to see him get back on the court. 11th for me, I've got the Sacramento Kings. That they went all in with their trade last year. They got rid of Tyrese Halliburton, and they've brought in Domantas Sabonis. They've also brought in Keegan Murray, I believe. Can't remember if he went there or the Pacers. Sorry, I've just had a mind blank then. That was, I don't know. But, so I think the Kings will improve a little bit, but I don't see them as a play-in team this season. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people are ranking the Kings fairly high this year, but I just can't see them getting on top of the next two teams, which is the first play-in team is the Trailblazers. I think they're going to have a good year as long as Dame stays healthy. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but I definitely think they'll fit in to that play-in tournament. The second team in the play-in tournament, I've got the New Orleans Pelicans. I think they're going to have a massive year this year with Zion returning. I don't think they're going to lock in a playoff spot, but I definitely do think they'll be back in that play-in tournament. All right, 8th spot, I've got the Los Angeles Lakers. If they can stay healthy with the team they've got, I think they can be back in that playoff, area. I don't think they'd get knocked out in the play-in tournament if they can keep consistent with no injuries this year, which is a big statement, but I think they'll be back in playoffs basketball. All right, 7th spot, I've got the Clippers. Much like the Lakers, if they can stay fit and healthy, I do think that they can be a team to make the playoffs. But they're going to have to get through that tough play-in bracket, and I definitely think they can. But yeah, I don't think that they'll solidify their playoff spot with a 6 or above seed. The 6th seed for me is the Denver Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to have a massive year this year. They've got Jamal Murray back, Michael Porter Jr. The only thing I am a little bit worried with the Nuggets is, again, if they can stay healthy. But, I think they'll be a playoff team once again, and I think they'll be a fairly strong one as well. All right, next up, we've got the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Mavericks are going to have a big year. They've brought in, they have lost Jalen Brunson. They brought in Christian Wood, which I think will definitely help them with size. Spencer Dinwiddie is likely to start as a guard next to Luka. So I do think, they're building in the right direction, I think. However, I just think there's 4 teams above them that are, going to finish up in that top 4. The 4th team are my Timberwolves. Now, this could be a bit of a biased pick here. I love my Wolves, and I hope they do succeed. I really do, because they've, bringing in Rudy Gobert, they have that win now mentality. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a huge year for them. I think Cat's really going to excel in the new power forward role, although I believe we're going to see a new look team come together here. I think it's going to be positionless basketball, in my opinion. We're going to see a crazy year from the Timberwolves. Very excited for this one. So Wolves in 4th for me. I think that's a fair take there. I know some people might think it's biased, but I really think the Wolves have gone all in this year and definitely are a contender. Right, for 3rd spot, I've gone the Phoenix Suns. This might be a bit of a shock, but I don't think the Suns are going to have that great of a regular season. I think we might see they might rest Chris Paul at stages of this season just to make sure that they're good for the playoffs. And I think, the regular season won't be as good as last season, but watch out for the playoffs is all I can say. 2nd spot, I've got the Warriors. I think Steph Curry is going to have another big year for Golden State, and I'd arguably say they are going to finish within the top 2. I think they're going to be one of the toughest teams to beat. And if they can all stay healthy, they'll be back up there fighting for another championship. Back to back, maybe? Who knows? All right, 1st spot, I've gone with the Memphis Grizzlies. Huge year last season. Not many people had them finishing in the top 4, let alone doing as well as they did in the playoffs for the most part. I think if Ja Morant can stay relatively healthy and, his young core around him can, ball out and play to the same level they did this year, there hasn't been too many transfer changes or anything like that for the Grizzlies. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, Kyle Anderson did leave and head to Minnesota. But other than that, there's not too many huge changes for them. So I think they will continue with their dominance and finish with a regular season 1st seed. All right, off to the play-in tournament. I've got the Pelicans beating the Trailblazers. I think they'll knock them out in the 1st round. I've then gone the Clippers to beat the Lakers to go straight through to play the Warriors. And then I've gone the Lakers beating the Pelicans. So the Lakers will play the Grizzlies in round 1. All right, round 1 of the finals. We've got Grizzlies taking on the Lakers, Wolves against the Mavericks, Suns playing the Nuggets, and Warriors versus the Clippers. So I've got the Grizzlies beating the Lakers there to start things off. I've backed my Wolves to beat the Mavericks. I reckon that one will go to 7. I think that'll be a cracking game, and I think the Wolves are going to take so much confidence out of this one. The Suns beating the Nuggets. I reckon the Suns are going to turn it up in the playoffs, win that series 5-1, and then the Warriors sweeping the Clippers. So yeah, I think all of the top 4 seeds will move on to the next round. Then we'll see the Grizzlies against the Timberwolves and the Suns versus the Warriors. Cracking games. I'm telling you, cracking. All right, now, this is where I think the Wolves will get their revenge. I think they will take down the Grizzlies in the 2nd round. I've got them winning that one in 6. I honestly think the Wolves are going all out for a championship this year, and I think they're going to knock off the 1st-seeded Grizzlies. In the next one, the Suns against the Warriors. I think the Suns will get their revenge on the Warriors and beat them. I do think the Suns will be a really tough team to beat in the finals. So I've got the Suns beating the Warriors in 6, so 2 6-game series. I don't see any of them going to 7. Could be a bold prediction, let me know. All right, so then we've got the Wolves taking on the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. The winner of this will go on to take on the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Now, I will be doing that prediction along with my awards in the next video, so stay tuned for that. I don't know when that one will drop. It'll probably drop closer to the season. So, Wolves against the Suns. This is how I see it playing out. I've got the Suns taking the first game and the second game. I then see the Wolves taking the third game, but losing the fourth. The Wolves then bounce back with the fifth game. The Suns get the sixth, wrapping it up, moving on to play the Celtics in the finals. Let me know, guys, do you agree with these takes? Do you disagree? I would love to hear from you. But that is going to wrap it up from me today, guys. I hope you liked the more simplistic sort of edit in this one. I still think it was fairly good, but, you know, it didn't take as long as the last one, trying to get all those little slots up. And it was just, look, I'm getting better with my editing, but I'm not at that level yet. So once I start to, you know, make a little bit more money and be more confident with my editing, I'll go back to trying stuff like that. But I think this is fair. I think this is reasonable enough. Let me know if you like the way it was edited. If you didn't and you want me to try stuff a little bit more difficult or out of my comfort zone, I'm happy to give it a go, but it's probably not going to be the best quality. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, you know, I don't have access to Photoshop or anything like that. I use, unfortunately, I use some of the cheaper stuff. Obviously, I'm very, very proud to have my awesome microphone. I love speaking into this one. It sounds a lot clearer than my older one. So we upgraded with that. But yeah, look, in terms of editing software and stuff like that, I've only got the basics. So I literally use Canva to do pretty much everything. So yeah, look, unfortunately, I've got to use what I can afford. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, watching this one, liking it, hitting that sub button, guys. It really helps the growth of my channel. And, you know, it helps me improve myself as well as, you know, the presentation of my videos. So thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I really do hope you enjoyed this one. Comment down below what changes you'd make. I'd love to hear from you guys. That is going to wrap it up from me. Thank you all so much for your support. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.